the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions.
Fat shaming, making disparaging remarks about people. Hi everybody, this is Dr. David. I try not to get involved into things that are political all that much, but I will make comments when it comes to things that are directly related to health and well-being of other people. Now, in a recent speech towards young people, Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida, District 1 in Florida, made some really disgusting and insulting remarks about women who get abortions and people who support the right to choose. Now, as you know, I am one who supports people in terms of what a lot of their beliefs are. I believe in the freedom of having distinct things. Maybe they're not popular, but where I draw the line is when people are being hurt by such comments. Now, these are the comments that Matt Gaetz made.
Have you watched these pro-abortion, pro-murder rallies? The people are just disgusting. Like, why is it that the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions? Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb. These people are odious on the inside and out. They're like 5'2", 350 pounds, and they're like, give me my abortions or I'll get up and march and protest. And I'm thinking, march? You look like you got ankles weaker than the legal reasoning behind Roe versus Wade. A few of them need to get up and march. They need to get up and march for like an hour a day, swing those arms, get the blood pumping, maybe mix in a salad.
Now, this is from a man who is under investigation for paying women for sex and for having sex with a minor and transporting this minor across state lines, which, if true, that is sex trafficking. Now, this is also from a man who just voted against a sex trafficking bill, the Frederick Douglass Trafficking, Victim Prevention and Protection Reauthorization Act. Now, this was a bill that passed 401 to 20, a very bipartisan joke. And I wonder, maybe he's thinking that this is too self-incriminating for himself. Now, his comments were made to a group of young people called the Turning Point Student Action Summit. Now, Stephen Colbert made a nice joke about this. I say a joke. Some people may find this okay, some people won't, but made a joke about this where he basically said, Gaetz will attend anything that has the word student and action in it. Okay. And I thought that was an interesting point because, again, this is a person who has been known to be doing behaviors that most of us would not feel would be okay if this was our daughters that it was being done to. Okay. Now, I did want to point out that these lines that he made, these really disparaging marks about, who would want to have a sex with a person, with the people who are protesting in the first place. And now this is actually something that my sister Shari had pointed out to me a while ago, that he actually stole this joke from George Carlin. Okay. And although George Carlin did come from a different angle with this, and I do want to note in this, and you're going to see this joke in a minute, that you will notice though that George Carlin didn't disparage other people. He didn't try to humiliate other people. He made a very broad sentence. Now, I realize that this joke may be offensive to some people, and I get that. But I do also want to point out that, Matt Gaetz, you're stealing other people's lines here.
Why is it that most of the people who are against abortion are people you wouldn't want to fuck in the first place, huh?
But in all seriousness, body image is a real issue, especially with the youth. Representative Gaetz made comments to an age group that are particularly impacted by body image issues and fat shaming. Nobody should be fat shaming anybody. I'm sorry, people have body image issues. Very few people that I know choose to have, if they're overweight, choose to be this way. But there's lots of circumstances that landed them this way. But is this really the type of comment that a leader of our country is supposed to be making? Is this the type of thing that people tolerate? Now, as I mentioned, this is a despicable comment. And this is not the first time that he's made this, which makes to me think this is a despicable person for making these types of comments. There are lots of people on the political right who share his political views, and that's one thing. But is this really what we need for leadership? Now, you haven't heard me say this before, this type of comment before, but I happened to look, and there happens to be another person running for the Republican Party in Florida 1. This is a district that is in Northwest Florida, and it's a strong Republican district. Whoever wins this is going to win. Is going to win in the primary. Is going to win this election. So it's not going to change the balance of the power. But I asked the people of Florida 1, is this the type of person, Matt Gaetz, that you want representing you? Are you okay with these types of comments? Now, there is this candidate. His name is Mark Lombardo. And he understands the importance of integrity. He's a Marine. He is a Vietnam vet, and he clearly is on record as saying that he clearly supports the policies and he supports Donald Trump. But this is something that he also said. Matt Gaetz is a professional politician who has dishonored his constituents with unnecessary drama, childish gimmicks, and is reportedly entangled in a federal investigation for sex trafficking of a 17-year-old girl to the Bahamas. He's displaying the highest level of arrogance imaginable. He hired pedophile Jeff Epstein's attorneys and used the money from his hardworking American First donors to pay the bill. So I say to the people of Florida 1, you can choose somebody who is very much in line with your political beliefs, but not an embarrassment to himself and to you if you're choosing to represent. If you're choosing Matt Gaetz to be the person to represent you. So there you go. My thoughts about this. More importantly, let's not support people who disparage other people, who fat shame other people. We are better than this. Have a nice day. Want to keep watching videos like this? Click right here.